Hello, this video is going to cover our handout for guides to personal statements that can be found on the Wayne State Writing Center website. Personal statements, or a statement of purpose, are often an essay that cover four components: personal interest in the subject area that you are applying for, the qualifications that you have for application to a particular program or department, the academic interest that you have for that particular program or department, and goals for yourself if you are accepted into that program or department. Let's start with the personal interest. Typically that's the first paragraph in your essay, and it usually has some type of personal story that connects your interest in the subject area in a way that allows the reader to understand who you are and what led you to this particular interest in the subject area. However, you need to be sure that you don't provide too personal of a story, or one that one cannot relate to, or attempt to give your entire life story. This is simply just some short little anecdote that tells the reader that this is how you came to this interest. The second category is qualifications. Typically in this subject area, you will tell the reader any type of research, any type of coursework, any type of non-academic experiences that you have had in the subject area that gives you the qualifications to continue to do the type of research, study, or to be accepted into a particular program. So in this section, you want to make sure that you clearly outline how your academic, your professional, and even potentially your own work experience or personal experience. It makes you a good fit and gives you the qualifications to be successful in this particular subject area, program, or department. One thing that you'll want to keep in mind is that this often is related to the professional resume that you provide when applying to a particular program. And so you want to make sure that in the qualifications you don't mention any lower level gen ed courses or any types of jobs or hobbies that are not related to the subject area in which you are applying for. So your qualifications in your personal statement should be just another layer of the professional resume that you provide. So this gives us a little bit more detail as a reader as to the professional resume that you've provided. The third category is academic interests. So certainly you want to talk about the research that you are interested in that's related to your field, any experience you have when it comes to that research, and any specific details about how you would like to continue or expand or begin a new type of investigation or research in that academic interest. You don't have to necessarily be very specific or rigid, but you do want to think about the program that you are applying to and how your academic interests match that program. So often this is a place where you want to show or highlight how the academic work that you have done and your experience kind of matches that program or that subject area. And then finally, the goals for you and also potentially the goals for the program for you when you are accepted into that department or into that program. So here's where you would give specific professional and academic goals, and typically they would be related to the department and to a professor or to a research team that is specific to that school, department, or so forth. And so here's where you need to do a little bit of research and make sure that each time you're applying, your goals for yourself in that particular department or school is unique to that school. So this is the one area in which it has to be changed typically every time you're submitting an application to different schools. So in our handout, we have a example of a personal statement. And so in this example, you'll see that the personal story is related to a particular subject area, which is communicable diseases. And it's also related to a particular individual that inspired this person to enter into this particular subject field of research. And then the second component is going to be the qualifications, as we talked about earlier. And so here's where the writer talks about their undergraduate experience and their qualifications for being admitted into this program, why it is that they have the experience, and why it is that they're a good fit. And so they talk about different professional and academic interests and experience that they have had that make them qualified for this program. And here then is the academic interest, and their academic interest is acquiring a PhD, and particularly looking at AIDS and LGBTQ communities. And so this is very nice. It's specific, but it's not so specific that they've kind of painted themselves into a corner, and it doesn't relate to very many departments or programs that they may be applying to. And then finally, their goals about a specific program, which, as we said, would change for each school that you apply to. But so they mentioned the particular program, the program at Columbia, and they also mention a particular professor, Dr. Hilary Brown, and her work in LGBTQ communities. And so here, this writer is showing that they have a detailed and professional understanding of the program and the people that are in that program and who they would like to work with and why. And so this makes this very nice and personal for somebody who might be reading this personal statement essay. Of course, our tutors are available to work with you on your personal statements, all the way from the very beginning of the drafting stage to potentially having a rough draft or even looking over your kind of final revisions of your personal statement. For more information regarding setting up appointments, you can visit our Wayne State Writing Center website where you will find instructions for doing so. Thank you very much.